the 5 o'clock hour, and we've got a really big show today, and hopefully we'll have good audio. I just restarted this thing an extra time just to make sure, so we'll see if that continues to work. And we've got a really big show. And we do have good audio. Stig's in the house early. Whoa, 4:38 p.m. 4:44 p.m. Lance was in the house. That's pretty amazing. That's pretty amazing all the way around. And let me get a couple of tabs ready here just so that we're ready to show a couple of things. Heirloom Messenger bag. I'm going to bring up that website. The leather shop, leathershop.com. We'll bring that up. And then we're also going to bring up Colonel Littleton. Colonel Littleton. And he's referred to as an American fashion designer. Interesting. Okay. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Report from Denmark. No virus deceases in 2 days. Hope for report from Carlos tonight. Okay, good. Durr's in the house. And he says we're almost live at 4:58 p.m. He said that. He was right. And let's see here. Kyle's in the house. And he's a classy guy. He can probably relate to high quality leather bags for when you're traveling. And Blue, how is the Gold 9F that Craig sold you? Okay, trying to get some information from Blue, an update on the Gold 9F. That'll be good to get that information. And Durr says hi to all. And Kyle says the Craigster's GS is doing awesome. Maybe you could even send us a wrist shot alert on the Gold Stunner. That is a stunner. I'll tell you what, I don't think we overuse that on that particular watch. I think that's a stunning piece. Now, speaking of stunning pieces, we're going to talk about high quality leather bags. There's my bag from Colonel Littleton. And for some reason, that camera shot is not very sharp. I focused it right on the bag, and it's just not very sharp. I think that particular camera is not giving us a real sharp feed. But it is what it is. And so Colonel Littleton, this is his website, and it's colonellittleton.com. And you can see he has some pretty amazing stuff, okay, that you can peruse. And he also sometimes has items that are on sale that are pretty interesting. That's a pretty cool belt. I haven't seen one in person. That's a pretty cool belt that he makes. I mean, look at this bag out of alligator. This thing is, for those of you that really want to step up, I say step up, my friends. For those of you that want to step the you-know-what up, how about the number 3 grip? How about the number 3 grip in American Alligator? How about that? How about that? How about you step up to the number 3 grip in American Alligator, folks, by Colonel Littleton. Stepping up on the channel, folks. Stepping up. I can see Durr traveling in style with that. Can you see Durr carrying that with the date 8 on? With the date 8 on and one of his super cool suits, and just acting totally unaware and just wandering along and saying, "Ma'am, can you direct me to the nearest coffee house?" There, that would be the way to do it. That would be the way to do it. You'd walk up to like a stunning young lady and say, "Could you direct me to the nearest coffee house?" And she'd take one look at that bag, and hopefully you'd have some expensive shoes on and an expensive watch and, of course, expensive belt. And she'd say, "Well, maybe I can show you where the nearest coffee shop is. Maybe I can take you there." Durr would be like rolling in the high cotton. Okay. And let's see, nice. We were saying yesterday we need an update Yes, it's a great gold stunner, the 9F. I'll tell you what, I will email Craig a pic. Okay. Sitting at home waiting for my barbecue to get delivered. I didn't want to miss the show. Tutor sucks. What about Colonel Sanders? Good point. Good point. I don't know if Colonel Sanders could make a bag like that for you, though, Durr. I don't know if he can do that. Looking forward to the pic. Okay, love that watch. I could totally rock that bag, says Durr. I guess you could. Okay, so let's look at a few more bags here real quick. This is just a little shaving kit bag. I've got another one also, but this is one that I carry. And this one's from many, many years ago. This says it's full grain hide, and it was by Bosca, B-O-S-C-A. And this was made in these United States of America. Okay, so just a nice little bag, nice leather. This bag is about 30 years old, about 30 years old. This bag, this overnight bag, this came from Crouch and Fitzgerald in New York. Maybe Lance can do some research. Lance, can you do some research about Crouch and Fitzgerald? I think they've gone out of business. Maybe you can figure out when. But this is cool. This is all solid brass hardware on here. And this is really high quality leather and just a fun bag. Nice heavy duty bag. So there's that. That bag is every bit of 40 years old, that bag. Got that way back in the day. And then let's do a time check and I'll grab this other bag. Okay. This is probably my most expensive bag. This is the Heirloom Messenger bag, and we'll show you the website for these folks. But this puppy is just insanely well made. I do have a link to the video, a page on my site that has the video, and there's also a gentleman by the name of Crane, last name Crane, that did a review on this bag. If you search Heirloom Messenger bag, his review is extensive, and that's one of the reasons why I bought this, was his review. But extremely well made bag, built to last a lifetime and then some. Just really, this latch is really cool, and the detailing. I've showed you this bag before, but the detailing inside this bag is amazing, the pockets and so forth. This one is designed to carry a 13-inch MacBook Pro. That's what this one's designed to carry. And they make one for a 15-inch MacBook Pro, and they make the biggest one, I guess a 17-inch MacBook Pro would go in. But this is the small size. This is a small size. They have a small, medium, and a large. I like the looks of the small one better, and I have a 13-inch MacBook, so this was a good size for me. And so there you go. I think it's important to, when you're traveling, I think it's important to have bags organized for each individual thing that you're carrying. Like that bag is primarily for my laptop and accessories that go along with the laptop. Then that bag there is for my iPad. And then, of course, the shave kit is shaving. And the overnight bag just, carries some things along in that are not in my normal luggage. So I think and I like to have bags that are pre-packed with certain things. It's also good to have a checklist, but if you've got a bag pre-packed with the necessary items, you're not going to leave something behind, right, accidentally. And of course, like I say, a checklist also helps with that. But I think that's the way to go. Blue says, Kyle, I bought extra screws for the case back, so there are extra. Okay. Now, do you think that you needed those for some reason? Or, I mean, Let me know. Do you think the screws were going to get stripped or something, or what was the thought process on that, Blue? Let us know. Crouch and Fitzgerald went out of business, but you can still find many of their bags on eBay. Okay, see if you can find a bag similar to the one I just showed, Lance. See if you can find one similar to the one I just showed. It'd be interesting to see. I'll show it one more time. Let me grab it. Okay. Now, it was more of a natural color years and years ago, but it's darkened over the years with putting leather treatment on it and so forth and with use. But yeah, that's the bag. And see if you can find something similar to this. It'd be interesting to see. So, Crouch and Fitzgerald. Yep, good place. All right, time check. All right, so that takes care of that. Now let's get on to, I said I would show you this page here. This is the leather shop. These are the folks that make the Heirloom Messenger bag. And let's see, there you can see it a little bit larger. And this is showing the interior of the bag. Okay. Very nice detailing all the way around. All the edges are turned and sewn. Every terminus of each thread is terminated with a brass rivet. Just extremely well made. Made to take years of heavy use. Of course, we use our gear, so let's look at all these pictures here he's got. We use our gear, so we want it to be able to be actually used. Previous. So there you go. Okay. All right, so this particular one, how do I get back out of it? Okay, so this particular one is in stock, they say, for $790. And that's the medium size. Okay, so let's check out the small. Small is $720, and it is in stock. And it comes in black. Somebody wants to go a little more conservative, comes in black, brown. I think that if I had to do it over again, I would be tempted to buy all of my luggage in just black. And that way, you know everything's going to match, right? Because if you get brown, one company's brown is brown and the other one might be darker brown. But black is generally speaking going to be consistent, right? So that might be a good move to just go with. But I generally like the brown bags myself. I just like the looks of them. But if you went with black, then everything would pretty much match, right? So there's that. And you'd only have to have black. Like if you all your shoes were black too, if everything was black, right? All you'd have to have is black shoe cream and leather treatment and so on, and you wouldn't have to worry about all the other colors, right? You could be like Johnny Cash, the man in black. Let's see. Kyle says, awesome. Okay. And Blue says, yes, I've had that happen when the top of the screw might strip or whatnot, and so I got them. Okay. Please ignore the arm hair in the pic, LOL. Okay. Where is everyone today? Only 5 viewers. Yeah. I wonder if the notification went out. Sometimes it doesn't go out. Sometimes it doesn't happen. Okay. Sent an email of the bag. All right. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the emails. We're going to have one of the watch. If I can get this email to load in. There it is. Okay. So, Okay, well, Lance sent this one of the DeVille first, so we'll look at it first. That is cool looking. That looks nice. That's a, you know, that's a good looking watch. I kind of wish the hands were a little more to them, not quite as fine, but that's just kind of nitpicking. But yeah, that is a nice looking watch. Nice looking shape to the case, the lugs, everything. Take one more look at it before we move on. See the shape of that? Looks like it'd be very nice on wrist. Very, very nice. I think that is a very nice one. Okay, now let's check out the 9F Stunner on wrist. Oh, wow, look at that. Look at that. He's got some fancy strap on there. Oh, that is cool. Look how it's catching that light. Wow. That is pretty freaking cool. Pretty cool, I do say. I do say that's pretty cool. Wow. That is a nice watch. That is a nice piece. Nice piece. And do tell, how is it running? How is the accuracy on that puppy? How's the 9F performing? And what is your use case? Are you wearing it a lot? Does it get heavy use? Let us know your use case. It looks like you wear it on your right arm. Take another look at that. That thing is nice. That is a nice piece. And how's it holding up? Address this concern that these people out in the forums and so forth have, that they say that these 18 karat gold watches are like butter and you can't actually wear them because they'll be totally torn apart from normal use and you can't wear these watches. Let us know in the chat if that's a bunch of hooey or not. Let us know in the chat. And let us know how often you do wear it. Let's see here. Let's see. Where is everyone at? Okay, we read that. Sent an email of the bag. The 9F is accurate, absolute. Okay. All right. Now, let me look at the picture of the bag. We're making progress here. We're making progress here. Yes, we are. It's similar. I'll pull it up here when this loads in. That is a similar bag, probably newer than mine, probably more recent, I would guess, than mine, but decent looking bag. Decent looking bag. Looks like those are all brass rivets on there. Decent stitching. It's got some initials on it, which some people might not like. Of course, the last initial is S, so that, I could say that was my brother's bag, right? That is a neat looking bag. Looks like it's got some wear right there, but that could probably be touched. I don't think it's worn through. Got some wear on the corners. Down in the bottom there, you see that? Now mine does not have a shoulder strap. Yeah, it looks like it's canvas lined, which is the same as mine. Mine's canvas lined also. Well done, Lance. Well done, Lance. $229. I'm going to add it to my watch list just because I can. I wouldn't pay that kind of money for it. But, I mean, if you could get that bag for $150, let's see what he says about it. Craftsman Fitzgerald leather duffel bag, condition is pre-owned. Okay. Up for sale, Craftsman Fitzgerald leather duffel bag, weekend bag, visible use, wear, and scuff markings, no odor to the bag, blah, 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 blah. I mean, if you did some some Bex 4 leather treatment on that puppy. If you cleaned it up with some saddle soap, I'd clean it thoroughly with some saddle soap, and then I'd do some Bex 4 leather treatment on that puppy. You could have yourself a nice bag. I think that's a good play to do something like that. You know, as opposed to buying some cheap piece of crap coming out of China, that might be worth getting. Now, I'm assuming this bag is made in the USA. I would message him and see. I couldn't read that tag. If that's an overseas bag, I would pass. I would just not get it. But if it's an older bag and it's made in the USA, that would be pretty cool. Let me know what you think in the chat about that. Blue says, love the blue strap on the gold. Well, yeah, well, you're blue, so that makes sense. Oh, the lovely Briefit Dance is hanging out in the chat, I see. Eduardo, hey guys, anyone else see Archie's paid review of a 21-year-old watch collection? Man got 3 Rolexes, 2 Omegas, roughly $35,000 spent into steel pieces. Oh boy, that's a shame. Let's see. I wear the 231 a bit more since it's summer and I'm out in the yard a lot. Okay. All right. Okay, so let us know how much you wore it before the hot weather came. Okay. Do tell. Triforce Rich is in the house. And Lance is saying hi to Tree. I think he meant Brie. Let's see. The strap is by a German company, Record. Okay. By the way, Blue, you should try some straps from HD Straps. I've had really good luck with those straps. Kyle, Blue says, I'll sell it to you. There you go. Okay. The 9F is up for sale. Briefit Dance says, Eduardo says hello to the lovely Bree. Okay, that's good. All right. See, Lance, see if you can find any other really interesting high-end bags that we can show on the channel while we're on this subject of bags. Get this out of our system. And let's see. And Blue says, wore it all the time, Craig, especially with going to work. Okay. And how did it hold up? Tell us, how did it hold up? Did it, like disintegrate because it's made of butter, or did it hold up fine? And are all of those people full of what? And let's see, Triforce Rich, if you're 21 and can spend $35K on watches, you're doing just fine, even if you're putting in all your money in watches. Most 21-year-olds don't have a net worth of $2K. Well, I mean, he might have gotten the money from his parents. There's that, right? Or maybe he's dealing drugs or something. So, yeah, there could be some issues there depending on where the money came from. But in any event, I'm not sure that it's wise to spend all that money on all that steel. He could have had a date 8 in the mix. He could have had a date 8. He could have had a great 2-watch rotation. He could have had a date 8 and a 231 like the one I have on my wrist rotation, or even a date 8 and a like a GMT Master in rotation, if he can get his hands on one. So let's say, Eduardo, update on the HD strap situation. He sent the short part to one of the friends in the USA, and his friend will then forward it to me, probably to cut on shipping costs. Oh, okay, cool. Well, that's cool. Leon in the house, I would rather have a well-made bag over worrying about where it's made. I stopped with the Buy American mantra after owning that quality made in America Chevy from Michigan. Yeah, but it's not the same thing. Leather goods from overseas, it can be very dicey. You can really be taking your chances. And especially the older stuff that was made in the USA, especially leather goods and all, were pretty good quality. And remember, when you're paying top dollar for the labor, you're going to tend to use the better materials, right? And so you're going to tend to get better materials as well as the labor. So with leather goods, I would be very careful about the made in China stuff. And that's why I was so hesitant with HD straps. And fortunately, it turned out that his quality is excellent. But a lot of the Asian stuff, I mean, they can be using dicey methods as far as their tanning process and everything. They'd be tanning it with like human piss, and all kinds of stuff can be going on. And so you've got to be careful. You got to be careful, I think. I think you've got to be careful with that. Let's see. Likely just has well-off parents, though. Yeah, that's right. That's probably the deal. Watch disintegrating after each use. LOL. Yeah, there you go. I have to think about that. I like it a lot, but I'm looking at those new green pieces tomorrow. Okay. Eduardo, Triforce Rich, good point. He may, let's see, something about a Ferrari by age 25. Okay. The Gold Stunner looks better every day. Its timeless design and intrinsic gold value. There you go. Triforce Rich, 21-year-old, doesn't need to be wise. Live life, get wise by 30. It takes most people to get to 40 before they start long-term thinking. Yeah, but see, if you start earlier, it works a lot better. That's all I'm saying. You start earlier, it works a lot better. Let's see. Lance is in the house. Send an email. The important thing is have a high income. That's the important thing. If you have a high income, relatively speaking, right? I mean, you don't need to be making a fortune, but if you're making really good money, it's so much easier to save and invest. If you've got a good income coming in. If you're struggling and you can't, pay your rent and you can't, you don't have enough money to buy food, I mean, it's very hard to save and invest, right? So the key is to focus and have a high income, and then you can get off to a good start, I think. I sent an email of a made in USA Crouch and Fitzgerald bag. Okay, we'll take a look. Sent you some pictures of the DJ on the Datejust on the HD strap in some spectacular sunlight. Okay, we'll take a look at that. Mr. Q, I only use a leather bag when flying. Most times I enjoy driving, and only Cordura 1680 can withstand the use and abuse from my road trips. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, my bags can withstand a lot of abuse. They're pretty heavy duty. So there's that. Leon in house. So does that 18 karat gold 9F stunner have a case back held on by screws over a screw-in case back? Seems like GS cut costs making that, then screws for case back on a quartz is disaster waiting. I think it's got 4 screws holding the case back on. So, and I think if your jeweler is careful when he's unscrewing it and putting it back on, I think it's going to be okay. Toomey used to be great as well made luggage prior to the Samsonite acquisition. Have some pieces from the 90s. There you go. It has screws to hold the case back on. I like the size of it, blue. Not a disaster waiting, but it does not have the water resistant you would typically want. Well, you're not going to expect that with a dress watch like that. I wouldn't expect, a high water resistance with a watch like that. I don't expect it with my 002. I mean, that's 30 meter resistant, but still, I mean, I wouldn't want to swim with that or, push my luck. Okay. All my Cordura bags are made in USA by Americans by hand. There you go. Size is 35.5, but it depends on your wrist size. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. But it kind of, on my wrist, it looked a little bit small. That's the only reason I sold it. And again, I think he's right. It depends on your wrist size. If your wrist is like 7 inches or under, then it's going to look a lot better. On my wrist, it looked a little bit small. But, you know, if you have a smaller wrist, I think it looks fantastic. Okay, Kyle sent one. We're going to go through these emails here real quick. Yeah. No, I think I would pass on that one, Kyle. Yeah, I think that would be a no-fly zone for me. A no-fly zone for me on that one. Let's see. And Eduardo. Yeah. Pretty cool. Pretty freaking cool. Pretty cool. Yeah. Okay. And let's see. And oh, this is Etsy. Okay, so this is this is one that came from Crouch and Fitzgerald. By the way, I have a bag similar to that I also got from Crouch and Fitzgerald that is okay, but it turned out that the clasp mechanism was plated brass and not solid brass on that one. So I was a little bit disappointed in that. And mine is a I forget the brand, Schlesinger Brothers, but I bought it at Crouch and Fitzgerald. Yeah, I mean, this is a decent bag. This is a decent bag. I would definitely rather have something like that than like I say, some piece of junk. I'm not going to grab the Schlesinger Brothers bag. I've got it over there, but no sense showing that. Oh, okay. Leslie's in the house. She says, hey, Craig, Kyle, and everyone. There you go. And I guess we're not going to have any guests call in. I'm wondering if the notifications even went out for this broadcast. I'm wondering if they even went out. By the way, Steve has a new switcher coming, the Black Magic unit. What are they called? ATEM Mini Pro. Anyway, he's got a new switcher coming. They've been on back order. They've been very hard to get. It's a new unit by Black Magic. It's similar functionality to my Roland switcher, but what's unique about it is it has an encoder built into it to doing the streaming, so you don't have to have the Video Pro separate streaming box. It's got an encoder built right into it, so it's going to be interesting to see how well that unit works. Steve is supposed to be getting it today, so we'll see what goes on with all that. And Blue says, hi, Leslie. Leon says, I'm not concerned about the water resistance. Case back with screws are a recipe for stripped screws, broken screws, even when trying to be careful at battery change. I passed on the X33 due to screws. Okay, I hear you, Leon. Let's see. I mean, if you think about it, think about screws, okay? I mean, I removed a link and added a link twice a year with my date for 20 years. And that was a screw I was taking out of the link, right? and I never stripped anything. I never rounded off the head. I never had any problems, right? And so I did that twice a year for almost 20 years. All right, you're not going to open that watch that often. You're going to open it about once every 3 years, not twice a year. So that could be an exaggerated problem. That could be worrying about a problem that's really not a problem. That's all I'm saying. I mean, you might hear in the forums about one guy that had a problem, and then all of a sudden you extrapolate that everybody's going to have that problem. And it may not really be that common of a problem. It might be very uncommon. It's sort of like this virus thing, right? Where everybody thinks they're going to die. Whereas the truth of the matter is it's very rare for somebody to die statistically. It's extremely rare for somebody to die from the virus. Somebody says, oh, 130,000 people died. Oh, my God. Hey, folks, we've got 340 million people in this country. 340 million. 130,000 is nothing statistically. Nothing. And of course, that's not politically correct to say, right? And it's also not politically correct to say that 600,000 people die every year from cancer. Another 600,000 die every year from heart disease. Okay, every year. 600,000, right? I believe every day, 8,000 people die in this country. From all forms of death, right? 8,000 people. So yesterday, 300 people died from the virus. 300 out of 8,000. Okay, so a whole lot of people died of a lot of other things. It was much more possible, much more likely for you to die from something else yesterday than from this virus. Much more likely. Not even a close call, right? So there's a lot of other things people need to be concerned about more than this silly virus. Yet everybody is like running around, like Chicken Little, the world's coming to an end because of this silly virus. There's no perspective. Nobody is thinking things through here. And it's not productive. Going around in a state of panic makes people's immune system weaker. It actually is counterproductive to be in a state of panic, right? It makes you more susceptible to this thing. So as usual, people are doing 180 degrees the opposite of what they should be doing because I think it's our public school system is the problem. I think it's the public school system is the problem, folks. Let's do a time check. Let's see. And let's see. Blue says, hi, Leon. That's why I actually bought replacement screws for it. The 9F star. See, that's the thing, Blue, though. You might have wasted your money doing that. You might have taken a precautionary move that was not really necessary because of something you read in some forum somewhere. So there's that. But if it gives you some peace of mind. By the way, it might not be the screw that would strip. Maybe where you're screwing the screw into would strip, right? So it's not necessarily going to be the screw. I doubt anything's going to happen. I think you're going to be good. As long as you're careful each time you do it, I think you're going to be fine. I don't think the people that built that watch were idiots. I think it's going to be fine. Let's see. And in addition, there are a lot of more important things to worry about, right? On my list of things to be concerned about, that would be way, way, way down on the list. And Lance says, hi, Leslie and Brett. Let's see. And let's see. Eduardo says, Brett, what do you think of that solid gold oyster perpetual date I sent you a while back? And let's see. Silver rising today. Okay. I've got a lot of silver. It's a party house. By the way, Bitcoin had a little pump. In the wee hours of this morning, Bitcoin had a little pump. Let's see what it's doing now. See if we can get it up on the computer here. I don't know if that's current, but it's showing 93.69 for one Bitcoin. So, and Britt says 93.80 right now. Okay, and gold is 1860. And let's see, Try First Rich missed my comment on Crockett & Jones boots. They came in and are amazing, Craig. Crockett & Jones is next level. Can't call in, but maybe another time. This is the brand for you. Well, I'll tell you the ones that if you really want to, Crockett & Jones is pretty amazing. I'll grant you that. But if you really want to step up, look at Edward Green. If you want to go like up a level or two above Crockett & Jones, look at Edward Green. You'll be like, oh my God. We showed some Edward Green boots on the show the other day. They were like $1,300 or something. They were pretty freaking awesome. And there's a place that discounts them, but they're always sold out. They never have the good stuff, right? To get the good stuff, you got to pay all the money. It's like Rolex, right? It's hard to find the good ones at a discount. So Edward Green, take a look at their stuff. Pretty freaking awesome. But you're right. Crockett & Jones is pretty awesome as well. Yeah, if you're stepping up into that territory, you're up significantly above Alden and what's the other one that everybody wears? Allen Edmonds. You're just like stepping up way above them. I think you're about at the same level as the older Church's shoes. Those were really well made. Now that they've been bought out by Prada, I'm not sure if they're as good. There are people that say that the Church's still make some really good stuff, but I know back in the day they absolutely did. So, yeah, you're up in that level, significantly above Allen Edmonds. Yeah. When you're up in that area. And Brett says, I only like Rolex. Okay, Eduardo. I was suggesting it for your friend. Still haven't come across another gold Datejust stunner. Okay. Brett, yeah, thanks. His wedding is coming up soon. Doesn't want to spend more than $20K. Wants brand new. Okay, well that's going to be tricky. Craig, what is bigger global pandemic right now, the virus or Tudor? That's a good question. That's a very good question. Wants me to bring it to him in Lithuania. Okay. Craig speaks the truth on the virus. In the UK, we have to wear masks in shops from Friday. Yeah. Our wags got a COVID-19 test today so I can visit my mother in the assisted living center. Very nasty, awful. I have a high tolerance for discomfort, but this was 10 out of 10. Uh-oh. COVID 1984, Brett says. Chicken Little is the man. He would wear a gold stunner for sure. Can't fix stupid, Craig. Can't fix it. Leslie, bringing the truth to the chat. Let's see. Okay, gotcha. I'll keep my eye out. When's the wedding so I can have a time frame? Let's see, Craig. Thoughts on a company forcing employees to get the vaccine? I don't know. I just don't know. I'm just so disenchanted with all of this. It just is so disconcerting. It's just very, very sad, the whole thing. I'm seeing businesses, multi-generational businesses go under. They're just clear-cutting and destroying the small owner-operator businesses. It's just so sad. The whole thing is just very, very sad. Craig, if you buy 3 pairs of shoes, choose between black and brown. One must be a loafer, Oxford, and Derby. What would they be? 3 pairs of shoes. Okay, I would have a, well, I mean, I've shown the shoes that I have. I mean, I have a black pair of wingtips. I have a brown cap toe. Those are both Churches. I have a, I have a pair of brown wingtips. If you want a loafer, I mean, I would probably have Gucci's. I had them. I sold mine because I just wasn't wearing them. I found when I was dressing in a suit and all, I just didn't want to wear the loafer. I was, and I just wasn't wearing it. And so if I'm dressing casually, I'm wearing other moccasin style construction shoes. So I just wasn't wearing the loafer with a suit type of thing, right? But you certainly can. So loafer, I would definitely go with a high quality pair of Gucci's. I think they're cool. So now, if you're right on with what you're talking about there. I mean, what are you talking about? What brands would I get? I mean, I would definitely get. I like the. All right, let's pull up a couple here real quick. See if I can find them here. Okay, so this is my photo set of dress shoes, and this is a set that I actually put up when we did that show about dress shoes. I put this up, and so these are probably my go-to pair that I wear most often with a suit, and those are Churches custom grade. Got them in about 1982, and of course those are made in England. So that would be a choice right there. There's the soles on those. Churches custom grade. They hold up well. Another shot of them. And this is what they called ranch oxhide. Ranch oxhide. And doesn't scratch. Doesn't show scuffs and all as easily, right? Holds up really well, which is what I wanted. Because I was wearing them, often for work, selling cars, stuff like that. And so I wanted something that would hold up, right? Now this is, these were from Johnson & Murphy back in the day when they sold some decent shoes. These were made in Italy, and these, I don't know where they got them from, who made them for them, but they were under the brand name Johnson & Murphy back when they used to make some decent shoes. So they were decent. These have been half sold, you can see there. But no, I wouldn't recommend those. But these are Purling Company. These are Brooks Brothers Purling Company, and these are actually made by Crockett & Jones. Purling Company is Crockett & Jones in effect. That's the name that they make them for Brooks Brothers under. And those are very, very high quality shoe, absolutely. And so, and that's just a different look, just a little more casual. That's ideal to wear with like khakis and a nice sport coat. You could wear those with a suit also. Absolutely. So that's what those are. And there's another shot of those. There's the soles. They've held up very well as well. Now these are also Johnson & Murphy from years ago, and these are not a super high end, but again, Johnson & Murphy, and these were workhorse shoes that I wore a lot. These are probably my first pair of dress shoes. Along with those ones from Italy. Those are the two I bought first when I was selling cars. These would have been purchased in about 1978, 77, something like that. And these have been half sold, right? So they had a lot of heavy use. And these are churches. These are from churches, the cap toes from churches, right? And they have held up great. And those can be worn, you know, with a suit or with a sport coat. And then these are Edward Greens. And these are just amazing shoes, freaking amazing. And again, those could be worn with a suit, but more likely with a sport coat in khakis. And those have the day-night sole, or however you pronounce it. So they're pretty freaking awesome. Edward Green is pretty freaking amazing. Talk about a whole new level. That's about the highest you can go, in my opinion, and not be bespoke. You go higher than Edward Green, you might as well go bespoke. Let's see here. Indoctrination camps. Brett, you should call in and show us what Mexico is like today. There you go. Craig, what about people who have the audacity to tell others to put on the mat? I know, it's just, these people, I don't know, I just don't get it. I just don't get these pansies, these. I would be ashamed of myself to be such a punk, to be such a pansy. I would just be ashamed of myself. I really would. These people are just disgusting. They're just disgusting, the things they're doing. Even if the thing is super, super dangerous, I don't want to go around trying to scare people to death. And the data on the masks is extremely mixed at best. If anything, the data indicates that the masks increase the spread because people are touching their face more often. And so it's actually increased the spread. The places where they've worn the most masks, the spread has been the worst. It's very, very mixed data. There is certainly no clear consensus that the masks are helpful. It's only the radical left that thinks the masks are helpful. It's just very, very sad, this whole thing. This whole thing is very, very sad. Let's see. Eduardo says, I've gotten out of the collecting phase. I like wearing nice watches, and I don't like having watches sitting in a watch box. Well, there you go. I agree 100%. Let's see. Like, if you're not going to arrest me, then don't tell me to put on a mask. Agreed, Leslie. I had a guy yell at someone who was not maintaining a 6-foot distance. The same guy had 2 masks on and gloves. Oh, jeez. Some old grandma down here tried to tell me to put on a muzzle earlier. The mental disease is worldwide. Yeah. LOL, Crockett and Jones is pushing my pay grade. Don't need Edward Green or John Lobb. I hear you. I hear you. Hey, remember, if you know your size, if you absolutely have your size nailed, there's eBay. Sometimes you can snag a really good buy on some high-end shoes that are in like mint condition. You wouldn't want to buy them unless they're really in mint condition, because you don't want a pair of shoes that have been broken into somebody else's foot, right? You want something where they've worn it like 5 times or something, and then they decided they don't like it, and it sat in their closet for a while, and then they finally decided to sell it, right? So it's pretty much in mint condition. And let's say, for example, it's a $1,200 pair of Edward Green shoes, or $1,400 pair of Edward Green shoes, and you can get them for like, let's say, $300, and they're like mint. That's a good move. That's a good move. But they've got to be mint. And that's doable. Kyle's in the house. I can't wait to get to Russell in Wisconsin. Oh, that'll be cool. And Leslie says, it's horrible, horrible. People are just so mean. And how could they be mean to someone as adorable as Leslie? I mean, I would punch the son of a gun, probably. I'd probably punch him in the face. Now, if it was a female, I probably couldn't do that. But if it was some jerk being mean to Leslie, I'd probably punch him. I'd probably deck him. He'd probably be horizontal. I'd say, you're worried about the damn virus. How about this left hook? Bam! He'd be out. He would be out cold. Don't be messing with Leslie when I'm around. I can tell you that right now. That dog isn't going to hunt. Triforce Rich is in the house. Crockett Jones is like Rolex, highly regarded by everyone. Perfect dailies, but there are better for 2x the price. Don't need anything better. Let's see. Mask compulsory in Melbourne from tomorrow. Imagine Federer and Nadal in Australian Open final wearing masks. I sent an email of a GS. Okay, we'll take a look. Brett, I hear in Manhattan Beach, Florida, they will give you $1,000 ticket if you don't wear a muzzle. Oh boy. Oh boy. All right, let's pull up these pictures here. Okay. There you go. All right. All right. I didn't really want to drift into politics, but it is what it is, okay? It is what it is. Look at this. Look at this little kit. Look at this little kit. Yeah, that's a nice kit right there. A Go kit. All right. And let's look at this GS. Let's look at this GS. Okay, ladies watch with tags. Interesting. Interesting. It's got the 5-link bracelet. That's cool looking. That's pretty cool looking. From Japan. I wonder if it's got a screw down crown. I doubt it. That would be interesting to know. Uh, 9 mil thick, so it's nice and trim. 26 mil watch. See, for Leslie, she's going to have a screw down crown because she's very active and she could go in the water and everything, you know, just like Bree. They need something with a screw down crown. So I'm not sure that's going to have that. That's my only worry on that particular one. That says, I was getting a haircut last week, and the man in the chair next to me yelled and told me to move back. All right, let me see if there's any other. Oh, we definitely have some more. And here is another bag, I think. See, these are neat. These are neat, but see, that would definitely be, whoa, oh, excuse me. That would definitely be something that, first of all, I can look right here at the leather, and I'm not so sure how high end this bag is for the money. For $550, that's a lot of money for, you know, canvas and leather. Yeah, I would probably buy that bag that Lance found from Crouch and Fitzgerald and call it a day for less money and have all leather. Probably what I would do. Now I'll tell you, the Filson, they have some really good bags that if you don't want all leather, let me grab my Filson bag real quick. This bag is dusty, dusty. This is a Filson. This is leather and ballistic nylon. This is made in the USA, okay? And lightweight, very durable, very well-made bag. That's an option, the Filson bag. So there you go. That's all packed up, ready to go. Ready to go. Yeah, you got to watch it with these things. You got to really watch it with some of these bags. Some of them are a little bit marginal. Okay. Let me see if we've got some more emails here to look at. Here's something else by Crockett and Jones. Here's some loafers. Yeah, those are interesting. Those are interesting. I don't think I would go there personally. I think they'd be tricky to polish and stuff like that. But they're interesting. Woven calf. I kind of like this smooth calf better, to tell you the truth. But again, I'm not a big loafer guy for dress shoes, but some people do it. Some people do it, and they love them. They love them. I like having the lace up just because, you know, my feet are slightly two different sizes, and that way I can adjust, you know, make one tighter than the other. And with loafers, maybe it may not work out quite right, but maybe it will. Okay. I also sent, this social distancing thing has gone way too far. When are they going to make a vaccine to cure Democrats? Yeah, I hear you. Lou, I've seen one of my favorite karaoke bars close. It's sad how it's destroying family-owned businesses and their livelihood. Let's see. Believe me, guys, women generally notice your shoes more than your watch unless it is 18 karat yellow gold. That's correct. That's correct. Shoes are very important. That is very, very, very correct. The belt also very important. And of course your pants, your shirt, all that's important, I think. Leslie's now. Let's ask Leslie. What do you think? What do you notice first when you meet somebody? What do you notice? What do you notice first? Go down the list. Let us know, Leslie, what you notice. Okay, Democrats don't know how to communicate. All they do is scream, and it's starting to hurt my head. I hear you. The gold stunner, I've gotten compliments from the ladies in the office on the watch. Okay, I guess you did. Let's see. Arwags says to Dur, you've got one crazy governor. Where did you dig her up? A real radical. I guess so. T-Town, I've gotten more compliments from strangers on my red suede thrift store wingtips than any of my watches. I hear you. Kyle's in the house. It's a chat thing that Williams Watches created. I thought you may be... Okay. Let's see, Kevin. Craig, thoughts on woven leather shoes? Okay, we looked at that. Craig, emailed you a bag. I like leather, canvas, and Cadora. Sometimes all three in one bag. There you go. You got to be careful though. You got to make sure that the leather and everything is top notch, because sometimes they cheapen out on the leather because the reason they went with canvas and leather is to cut costs in the first place, and so sometimes they cheapen out with the leather, so you got to watch it. That's why I like that Filson bag. They use top notch, top quality leather on that bag. So there's that. You got to be careful. All these companies trying to cut costs, trying to build things with regard to cost as opposed to with regard to quality. Quality should be number one, then price. Let's see, Leon, I had somebody yell at me at a distance. I simply gave him the finger. Trevor said, well, I bought mine new on eBay for $340 shipped, so yeah, steal. I avoid retail, last resort for me unless I really need them like my wedding shoes. Let's see, Craigster in the house. Don't be messing with Leslie. That's right. We're not going to let these fools mess with Leslie. We're going to just deck them, just lay them out. That's the way we deal with those fools. Let's see, Brett's in the house. Kyle says that's right. We need to protect our only girls. Yeah, yeah. Leslie, Bree, and Megan, absolutely. You guys are awesome. LOL. There you go. That dog won't hunt. Tom's laughing. Kyle, one of those doesn't fit in. Okay. Rich, we need Megan to Skype in for sure. That's my travel bag, Craig. Okay. Yeah, I see. Your grab and go bag. I like it. Thurston House, our rags. Yeah. Whitmer is a real treat. We need to get her out. Okay. Blue, we take care of the ladies on this channel and treat them with respect. That's right. Kyle, well, if she does, we will also see the entire cast of characters. I think our Mario Bros friend needs to make his own Muppet show. Okay. Let's see. We might even see Chip Wong. Oh, geez. Okay. Well, I like those shoes. Okay, did you like the ones with the woven shoes, Craig? Do you prefer Goodyear welt or Blake stitch? Probably Goodyear. I think it's easier for them to resole it properly. But either, depending on the shoe. I mean, you have to go with the Blake stitch depending on the design. But I like the Goodyear welt. Lance in the house sent an email of a stunning gold GS. Okay, we'll take a look. Let's see. I agree. That one is the best. Okay. I wish it was okay. What's SD? Okay, spring drive he's talking about. Okay, let me pull this up. Let me pull it up. Okay, first from Lance. Wow, we've gone an hour, folks. Just like that, we've gone an hour. I was starting to get hungry. That's how I can tell. Okay. Whoops. Why is this all jumping around on me? Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Dual triggers. That is very interesting. Wow. I have to say wow. What else can I say? I have to say wow to that one. That is very, very interesting. Wonder what size it is. I wonder if it's the same size as the other 9F stunner, 35.5 mils. Doesn't really say. You guys are finding some obscure stuff. I'll tell you, you are. You are doing that. All right, let's go in. I got to check one more email here, and then we're going to call it a show here. We're going to call it a show. Okay. You guys are a little bit wild, folks. A little bit wild on the day here. Okay, let's see. Okay, I think it's 35.5 mils or 36. It's 35.5. So yeah, it's the same watch basically, but with a gold bracelet on it. That's a good question, Brett, what the price is on that beast. That's a good question because it's a stunner. All right. Of course it's Japan only. Yeah, they always keep the cool stuff for Japan only. Not that I'm bitter. All right, folks, we're going to wrap this puppy. Oh, the lovely Brianna was in the chat earlier, so I'll show her website, even though she dodged in and dodged out. I think she's figuring out how to play the game, how to get a mention by just popping into the chat. But that's all right. We'll give the lovely Bria a mention here. And so go to her website and follow her on social media. And if you feel generous, go ahead and send her a donation, and so that she can continue to create cool content. And on that note, we're going to wrap this puppy up. Thanks everybody for watching. Oh, and Bree says thank you all. She's still hanging out. Okay, there you go. All right. Hey, click subscribe and click the little bell so you'll get notifications. Thanks for watching.